All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's December 14th. It's about 8:30 a.m. my time. U.S. equity markets are open. And first couple of things that I do want to knock out, okay? If you do like our content, please do subscribe to our YouTube page. You can find me also on Twitter. My screen cap is 0xAmol. And if you are interested in joining our Advantage membership services, I'm offering a lifetime sub right now for $1,750. Again, you get this for life. All my future products, access to Discord and newsletters, you will get access to it for life. I hope you guys actually do join, because our Advantage community, which is all the locked channels that you see right here, we have a lot of conversations, tons of different things discussed. I post a lot of stuff in the Bitcoin analysis area in terms of trading opportunities, in terms of things that I'm seeing in the market, data, metrics. Yesterday, I was talking about, things regarding BNB, exactly what's happening on the BNB chain, things happening on the Solana chain, right? I talked about exactly, here's a data and metrics on the Solana chain. I talked about different similarities between Solana and Ethereum and why Solana could be something that you want to be paying attention to headed into 2023, because the similarities of that, 2019 cycle with Ethereum and the 2023 cycle with Solana could be very, very similar, more similar than we could think. Okay. So again, just something else that you want to be watching and paying attention to. And then, just like many things that I talk about in the market, right? Whether it's sand and mana that I talked about, gaming tokens. We talk a lot about different topics too, such as podcasts and research papers and newsletters. And so it's not just, my particular view, but it's rather my particular view of all the things that I read, all the data that I absorb, and then I form my worldview and I share it with my Advantage members. And again, I pretty much do this for a living, right? So if you want someone to do the research for you, do the work for you, I would highly encourage you to join the lifetime membership, where you get all these things forever. Okay. And you get, most importantly, access to me forever. Okay. So anyway, I hope y'all join. Right. I hope you guys consider our membership. I think you'll like it a lot. I think you'll like our Discord community a lot. We talk a lot of stuff just about random things in the market. For example, like here's a perfect thing that I was just paying attention to. I was like, okay, well, the market's been beat up the entire year. Right. I still remember 2020 was a rough year. And in 2020, if y'all remember, Arthur Hayes was also charged with criminal allegations about how he ran BitMEX exchange, how he pretty much defied KYC and AML laws. He let US traders onto the exchange and whatnot. And so when that was charged, the market shook off a little bit here in October 2020. And after that, we began a huge bull run, right? Now, again, I'm not particularly thinking that Sam Bankman-Fried being arrested yesterday, so he was arrested December 13th yesterday, right? I'm not thinking that we're going to start a new bull run, but, it could be a counter trend rally, right? The counter trend rally could be kind of interesting. Like, here's how I'm mapping out the counter trend rally right now, which is that, okay, we're breaking outside this descending trend line right here. If we start pushing up, well, I don't see any reason why we're, going to stop anywhere before, like, say, 19, 20, and maybe as high as like 23. We could even push beyond that, and we could go all the way. We could go all the way up here, which is around anywhere between 28 to 31,000. Okay, so from here, that's about a 60% move in BTC, right? So that's a pretty solid move. Okay. Now, again, I know we have things that are coming out in terms of CPI data. So again, I don't know if y'all followed CPI yesterday. CPI is basically, our measurement of inflation. So yesterday, CPI data came out. Month over month, it was 0.1. Expectations were 0.3. Again, so we actually beat the expectations. Year over year expectations were 7.3. We got 7.1. Core inflation, which is minus food and energy, I think. Again, month over month, expectations 0.3, core 0.2. Expectations year over year 6.1, 6.0 is what we got. All in all, it provided a very, very nice cushion for a pop in the market, right? And so that was fantastic as we saw that big squeeze in the market. Not only that, equity markets, of course, yesterday saw a big pop, but equities actually started to see a pretty sharp reversal pretty much by the end of the day. And I think that kind of showed us that, well, maybe equity markets were way more of a short squeeze than maybe crypto. Maybe crypto is also a short squeeze, but then that short squeeze could lead into something more. Maybe it leads into higher prices before we go range bound again, right? I still am a little bit paranoid about like how close we are to this bottom, area of the range. Excuse me. I don't think we're completely out of the woods yet. I still think that as long as like you're very close to the range high right here, the market over the next few months could still be range bound like this, right? You'd be really surprised. So just, something to be paying attention to, in crypto markets. I think right now, like I would not particularly start shorting the market, especially because again, so if we look on the economic calendar here, right? So what do we have here? So we have CPI data that came out yesterday. Today is the FOMC meeting with Jay Powell, right? Once that meeting happens, the expectations, by the way, are anywhere between 50 basis points, which has like I think a higher probability, and a lower probability of 75 basis points. Either way, I think the market has pretty much figured out like, okay, inflation is calming down. Maybe the Fed may not pivot, but they may not be substantially hiking rates like 75 headed into next year. So I think our next rate hike should be scheduled for February 1st, if I'm not mistaken. I think, you could look at the monthly calendar and you could check it out. But yeah, so, if that's the case, right, we have a whole month and a half almost ahead of us until we get the next reason for the FOMC to raise rates or lower rates or pivot or whatever. So, in that particular instance, I think that gives a bit of a cushion, especially to crypto markets, to maybe squeeze higher, because it's like almost like a blackout period, if you will, from the Fed, right? You're not going to hear the Fed say, all right, guys, we're going to be raising interest rates, 75 basis points, right? That's going to pretty much be calm as a conversation till February 1st, okay? So I think, yeah, I'll be definitely paying attention to that. I'll be looking for long opportunities, pullbacks, too long, things like that. I still am paying attention to ETH, of course. We're currently hitting the quarterly view up on ETH. Now, one thing I find particularly interesting about ETH is, if y'all remember a few days back, right, I had mapped out this range right here. I said, so here's a crazy thing. I was actually in a long from like 1260 or something right here. And I said, hey, first target profit is right there, about 1340, 1350. Next target profit is about $1,400, which is 11% move. I did not see the movement before the CPI data came out, and closed out right before that CPI data came out because I was paranoid. And I was like, I don't know which way the market's going to go. I don't want to, hang on to my position in case the CPI data comes out. So I closed that position in a very tiny profit, but then I missed out, on this move, right? Now the question is, if we hold up above this SR level, right? So I think 1350 is a clear SR level. Okay. So again, mapping this out for you guys, it's like this. Okay. This is the barrier that separates us from probably a move towards 1500, or once again being range bound for ETH down here. Like this is probably a larger range for ETH. This is again a lower end range for ETH. So I think ETH is broken off into two different, halves of the range. Okay. If you're getting to the bottom half of the range, that means like there's extreme pressure on ETH. If you're in the top half of the range, there's good amount of pressure on ETH, but ETH could survive relatively well above, this 1240, 1250 marker. Okay. So if you get that pullback, remember, this might be your long opportunity back up to the range. Okay. Now, if you get this long opportunity right here, again, this could once again get to this high of this big resistance trend line too. So that's what I'll be paying attention to. Or let's just say I don't get lucky. Maybe I don't get a pullback. Maybe it does something like this, smashes above, retests as support. And now I get that next big move up till here. Maybe, again, if I get extremely lucky, I get the next big move to the yearly VWAP, which is all the way up to $1,800. Okay. And again, this yearly VWAP will reset at the beginning of next year. So in about 15 days or so, right? And that may come, if I'm not mistaken, it should be dropping somewhere around like 1550 to 1600, somewhere around here, just based on like the average values of where, we've spent a lot of time, like, because we've spent a lot of time right here, right? So that means that yearly VWAP should drop pretty close to 1500, like low 1500s or something. And so that's what I'll be paying attention to, if in case like we do something like this until the end of the year, and then we're ready to pop, and then I'll look for a tag into that yearly VWAP. Okay. All right. Other assets I really, really like still, Solana, like I said before, right? I think Solana still looks decent. As I pointed out earlier, right? I drew this whole Solana thing on my Twitter feed, on my Instagram feed, not my Instagram, sorry, Discord feed here, right? I talked about this. It was on December 4th, so like 10 days ago, as you can see. I still really thought, and I think that this parallel of Solana versus ETH is remarkably, similar. So I think that if you can, show Solana is ready to break out, first move could be 18, just in case it struggles, right? Like say maybe it struggles here, and then Solana develops this kind of range. Okay, that's fine. But still, from here, right, if you're getting long here, that's a 30% move. That's pretty solid in like the current conditions of the bear market. Okay. After that, well, then you can stretch that out a little bit further. Maybe Solana does break out and it goes all the way up here, somewhere around like 28 to 30 bucks. Okay. That now opens up doors to that 50 to 60%, move, right? Oh, I'm sorry, 100% move almost. Okay. So now your trade becomes even more interesting, because now Solana is actually showing you like, okay, now it's got real power and a real, risk reward trade opportunity. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I'm still interested in Solana. Again, I know fundamentals kind of say differently. You can see Solana continues to experience fallout from FTX. Before the collapse, Solana averaged 149,000 new addresses per week. This is decreased by 33%, reaching 99,000. Again, I think we're all aware of how brutal the bear market has been. But, if you're thinking like 1, 2, 3 years out, who knows? Solana could be the next big sort of, contender to Ethereum. Maybe it could absorb the market cap of these dead ecosystems like Ren protocol or, Polkadot right here. AVAX, I think pretty much dead. One Harmony, pretty much dead. Near, dead. Phantom, dead, right? So Solana and Atom and Matic, let's just say these are the three big contenders. And of course, like Ethereum, I mean, nothing, you don't even need to say anything about Ethereum because I think it's just, default, yes. But, if these three are going to be contenders of a separate economy that is non-ETH derived, or, a faster solution or a different ecosystem than Ethereum, these three can survive, and then all this other crap can be dead. Right. And I'm totally okay with that, because then that means users, money, developers, activity all flow in to 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. Right. That makes a very compelling case of where concentration of money, power, utility users, developers can be. Okay. Other than that, I think obviously yesterday was probably the biggest day in crypto because SBF got arrested. Honestly, it was just super shady to see him arrested just like a day before he was supposed to, talk in front of Congress. I'm sure there's going to be conspiracy theories coming out. At this point, like, I really don't care anymore. I just want to see the space just keep building and progressing. Just like either you want to send this dude to jail, I don't care, right? What we want to see is, can the crypto space grow and get past these hurdles? The SBF hurdle, Binance insolvency rumors are coming up. Again, I don't know how true it is. At this point, like, you just want to be safe with your exchanges. Okay, that's it. That's all I could say. No matter, whatever CZ says or Sam Bankman-Fried said, right? Oh, we had so many withdrawals, or we have so many, users still using, or we're still building, or here's our proof of assets or whatever. Just, again, anything can happen in crypto. Just be careful. All right. Diversify your risk. Okay. Let me see here. So yeah, equity markets, like I said, right, today we do have the FOMC meeting coming up at 2:30. Let's see how that goes. Maybe that gives markets a little bit more boost. Clearly, markets right now are already pushing up, so that's a good thing. Let's see by the end of the day, where we come. Okay. That is pretty much it. All right, everybody, y'all take care. I will keep up with y'all through the day. Again, hit the thumbs up if you like our content. Join our Advantage membership. Like I said, right, one single price, one time gets you access forever into our daily analysis, which I do, pretty much through the day, twice a day in videos. And then, of course, trading opportunities and all things related to crypto markets, equity markets, and macro, all is in our community. All right. Good luck, everybody. Cheers. And we'll catch up with y'all soon.